Alright, since the weather's been bad and snow's been on the ground, I can't take care of those trees. I've been doing some inside stuff. So in this house, in this old house, it's got this old I want to call it Romex, but it's not Romex, and a lot of it is aluminum. But it's just spidered through the whole house. As you can see, this has got 3 wires coming out of it. So just, there used to be one that went across here to an outlet. You can see where the board used to be right there, with an old broken up outlet, and it was hot, so I disabled it and took care of the line. But this line coming from here, going across, and this draping here is connected to here. If I disconnected this right here, half the house will lose power. So what I've been doing is updating. I started in this room because I want to put a little workshop area right here. I'm going to start some indoor plants with some full spectrum lights, and I'll probably start it here, even though this is going to be my work area. But I added a switch because these 2 lights didn't used to be here. It was this right here, you know, so you'd have to walk into a dark room through all this stuff to pull the cord to turn it off and on. And then I put a switch on it now, so that way we don't have to worry about that. And then I put 2 outlets on that side. I don't foresee us using those outlets that much, but it would be nice to have on that side, you know. But like I said, I'm going to put a 10-foot workbench. I've already started making the pieces here for it. Countertop height, and of course I put one of these cool outlets with USB charger. You can buy those at Home Depot. That's where I got all this stuff. Things I have left to do to make it good is I need to mount these against the wall. For right now it's alright, but it needs to but I do have to do that. And then plus this light in here that somebody put on a switch, the power is actually coming from this part, so it's part of the half of the house, and I'm gonna put it in. That's why I left this exposed. I'm gonna pop it in here, the power to the light, to separate it from the rest of the house. So this room is on the same circuit as this room, which generally they probably would have their own circuits each, but considering what it was, a huge difference. So haven't decided what other, hold on, I gotta turn the light on, because another thing I started working on is, you see this PVC pipe, it's just hanging right now, but I'll mount it up in there. But I'm replacing these old water pipes. If you taste the water, it tastes like it's full of iron. So I've been running that, and I'm going to replace all the lines. The only line I probably won't replace right now is this goes to the upstairs toilet, and that's the only plumbing thing upstairs in the top floor. I'll have to get a new valve because this is stuck in this position because this is so old. And I'm going to add an outside faucet over here. So I've been working on that. Don't have it tied into the main system yet, but I probably won't do that for a little while. Of course, coming from the pump here, comes in through here from the well, and then goes out. This one going back out goes to the faucet outside, out by the driveway. And then I'll tie it in here, get rid of this. Tie it in here, get rid of this. And then this will go up to the sink. So far I just have the cold water run. Oh. And then I'll have this, and I got a T right here so it can tie into the water heater. And speaking of the water heater, this is a new water heater. I had to replace it because that one was leaking, and it had some copper coming off of the galvanized to this water heater, and it looks like, let's see if we can see it, like this right here. Looks like an electrical piece that my grandpa probably just pieced it all together from what he had in the garage. But I had another one on that side. This is the hot water coming out, this is the water coming in. So, but he had the same kind of fitting on there, which looks like an electrical conduit fitting to me, but it worked for like 30 years. So, but it went from that to copper, and then back to where I tied in the PVC there. So I just replaced it with PVC, and all I'm going to do is just cut off the PVC here to the, tie this in, here to tie this in to it. So I haven't run the hot water yet, so I got to get the CPVC for that. But we'll see. I'm going to get the cold water done first, get that in place, and then I'll start working on the hot water. Another issue is this is the kitchen sink coming down here, to drain for it into here. So this is all a closed system. So it's got a draining problem. So the kitchen won't drain, it drains slow, and it's because I think the air is not able to escape out to let it drain. And a lot of times when the washer empties, it'll back up into the sink way up there. So there may be a clog down here too, I don't know. But my first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this a little bit and put a pump pipe out this wall up to the house, to the roof, so that way air can get in. But that's going to be for future projects, so we'll see what happens. Just some things that I noticed. Then I gotta get rid of all this, like this. As you can see, I gotta work on the electricity in these too, so that's this, I call it a spider web. But this big thick one coming across here, and then it goes along here is the range. And as you can see, it's like a fiber, no good. So I'll be replacing that kind of stuff too. Although I may be moving it over, because the outlet for the range is kind of in the middle. The range is here, right here. It looks like that's a new plug-in, which is for the fridge, but the fridge is over here, so they're kind of crossing each other to yeah, so I'm gonna fix all that eventually. I don't know what room I'm gonna work on next. The easiest one might be this one in here. This is where I got my fridge that I keep all my chicken in that I sell. electrical box. One issue with this electrical box is it is 100 amp, and for a house this size it should be 200. So that's going to be a future switch over. But this room, going back to what I was talking about, this room would be the next easiest one to work on project. And of course the furnace line is going to need to be replaced because it's still all connected to this old screw-in stuff, which really isn't needed anymore. But yeah, I'm gonna get rid of all of that. So try to make it more simple. But anyways, yeah, see all this spider web mess. This was zip tied together. I had to undo it to run a new line for the water heater. So I did that as well. Ran a new line for that. Although I didn't secure it good enough, but it's in the plans. Don't worry, it's in the plans. I just needed to get it working so I could take a shower. My parents are going to be leaving for about a month because they live in the house too. So while they're gone, they're going down to Florida. So while they're gone, I'm probably going to clean a lot of this up and change out the range cord and dryer cord probably, or dryer, shouldn't say cord, dryer line, dryer, and the dryer line and the range line, so that way it doesn't disrupt what they're doing. But yeah, that's why I kind of, if you were wondering about the extra line, that's why I left the extra, so that way when I figure out how I want to place this line properly, I've got enough line to do it. So it hooks right in. I need to get a fitting for that too. Should be clamped in there, but I don't have one, so I've got to get one. But like I said, it's just mainly to get it operational because we were without a water heater for like 3 days with this cold, crappy weather. So yeah, that wasn't fun. Anyways, thanks for watching. This video is probably way too long, but at least you can see what the work I'm doing on the inside. So this house was built in 1929, so, and these pipes are probably original to it, so it's time for them to go. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time on the farm.